Hello YouTube, this is Trevor back with a little Fallout video. Been a while, been on a little hiatus, but had some pretty cool stuff I wanted to show you today. Thought it might be helpful and also think some of you might find it somewhat interesting. A while back, if you watch any of the other videos, you will remember my very first settlement. That was actually my very first video that I showed everyone. It was not much to really talk about, but it was a pretty decent build up, good defenses, some things like that. Well, I recently was made aware of a way to break probably one of the only negatives that I have for this game, and that is the settlement caps. When you go to a settlement, you can build a bunch of stuff, and eventually, after building so many things, your settlement cap will max out. At that point, it will say nothing can be built at that point. So you either have to break stuff down or store it in order to put new items somewhere that you desire. I thought that was pretty frustrating. I really like this game as a whole. Probably become one of my favorite games of all time. One of the really cool elements of this game was the settlement building, and I thought what a shame it was that they took one of the best aspects of the game, something new that was introduced to the Fallout universe, and they kind of stunted it. They stopped it in its tracks where it could have been something really good, but they said, but we're going to cap your creativity, the vastness that you can make in a world like this, and we're going to make it very basic and simplified with how much you can build. I didn't really like that. However, recently I was made aware of a specific workaround. You could call it a bug or a glitch. I haven't really noticed any major gameplay that is affected by using this. It doesn't look like it's breaking the game. It's almost like you're just tricking the game. The only thing I've noticed is maybe some a little bit longer load times. I've noticed that when I sleep, and it might just be when I'm in this area. If I'm away from this area, it might not be a big deal. But before I go any further, I'll go ahead and show you what I've built here. Now this is the Starlight Drive-In, and this is the bad boy that I've built, brick by brick. Not terribly intricate, but definitely a dominating presence when you look at it. So this is what I've been working on. This is what I was talking about. This is the kind of thing that was stunted before that. But like I said, when I'm in this area, maybe some longer load times, maybe it takes a little bit longer to sleep. But again, that might change as I go from area to area, but it's still not anything that bad at all. So it doesn't seem to affect gameplay at all. And I can talk to you about that. Right now, actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you how you do it. It's pretty simple. When you are in your menu here, go and take a look at your inventory. Now I'm not going to do it, but I'll just tell you exactly what you're going to do. Just go over to your workshop, get a bunch of weapons out that you have stored in there, put them in your inventory. You're going to drop them, and you're going to drop a ton of them. Just drop a bunch on the ground, as many as you can. I just got all of my 10mm handguns. I had like 100 of them in my storage. So I took those all out, dropped them all on the ground. Now once you drop them on the ground, instead of picking them back up like you would normally and just put them back into your inventory, what you're going to do is you're going to go into workshop mode. Once you go into workshop mode, you're going to click on it like it's an object on your settlement, and you're actually going to not even necessarily pick it up. You're just going to click the circle button, which is to store it. At that point, it's going to ask you if you want to store it. You say yes. You're going to store all of the weapons that you dropped on the ground, and if, let's say, you go to a settlement that has the size meter up in the right hand corner completely maxed out, you can't build anything anymore. This is a really cool way to see it work. As you're storing those weapons, now those weapons aren't going anywhere, they're nothing bad's happening to them, they're just going right back where you took them from. They're going into your workshop. However, as you're storing them, you will see your size meter. It will slowly tick down little by little, and if you do like 100 weapons in a matter of just like 5 or 10 minutes, your size maximum is going to drop, not the maximum, but your size meter is going to drop significantly, giving you a lot more room to build. So that being said, that's how we got to this right here. Now again, I thought it was pretty cool, especially if you go back and look at my old setup. It was basically just a wooden wall all the way around this with a couple other rinky-dink things in there. But as you can see, it's a lot cooler than it was before. Now the innards of this are pretty cool. I still have a lot of work to do on this, if you can believe it, but there's still a lot that I want to get done. Outside is still pretty basic. I've got pretty basic defenses, just a couple guys standing guards and a few little drone guns there. But the inside is where I've done a lot of work, especially the upper floors. So let's go ahead and go on and let you take a look here. Now I haven't done a lot of development in the lower floors because unfortunately I built this right on top of an irradiated pool where I've got all my water treatment. So it actually, you have to go up pretty high to get away from the radiation. So I've got some tunnels here, nothing special, nothing in them at this point in time. I might put some stuff in here, but I also feel like it's wasted because it's irradiated. So not doing anything in here right now. I'll probably put some lighting in here probably, and that's about it. Another little area, but again, this section is still irradiated. Once we get to this ring, this is the ring that is no longer irradiated. I have a little bit up here. This is where I have my scavenging stations set up, and then but from here on up is where things really start to get cool, where I've been able to be creative and take advantage of such a cool system here in Fallout. So this room's still pretty basic, but this is just kind of the dormitory area. This is where all of my settlement people, all the settlers, they come and sleep at night. I haven't done a whole lot to this area. I'm going to decorate it, do a little bit with the lighting, but I just wanted to kind of get everything set up in the base form with the beds. That way I kind of know what I'm working with when I go in to add everything else. This is my personal floor here. Obviously this is the room I've probably put the most work into, as you can see here. And before I say anything else, you're probably wondering how in the world did I get the resources to build all this. I'm not really sure how many hours of gameplay I have in this game, but any resources that I have gotten as I'm scavenging and breaking weapons down, anything like that, they've all gone pretty much, with the exception of the first part of this game because I was mainly going to Sanctuary most of the time. But once I discovered this, all of my resources were constantly being dumped into this settlement. So that's what made it possible to build all this. But as you can see here, this is just kind of my collection of power armor. Certainly if you watch YouTube videos, I mean, there are certainly plenty of people that have this much power armor, if not more. But I thought it was a pretty formidable collection. Obviously my favorite right here, the full X01, pretty much fully upgraded with the jetpack on the back. Just an absolute phenomenal piece of armor there, pretty much indestructible in that thing. A couple of Atom Cats power armor, a great deal of Brotherhood armor down here, as you can see, and a lot of these I didn't even change the paintwork, so these were actually Brotherhood power suits before I found them. But got my whole setup down here. I've got all my crafting stations, you know, set up right here, and then just kind of a little personal hangout area over here, kind of chill space, and my bed. Next level up is again another kind of settler station. We'll kind of show you how this works, and again a lot of this is no lighting, a lot of work left to be done, but I wanted to show you just what you can accomplish within this great system of the settlement building, especially when you take advantage of the workaround that I was able to figure out. I didn't discover it, I will say that. Figured it out through another YouTuber, but once you're able to take advantage of that, it's just so cool. The creativity that you can explore with when it comes to settlement building, and there's so much more to this game to explore and go out there and figure out, but this is just one little aspect, and it just shows how vast this game and how great it is. That's why I never understood why they put a settlement building cap on here. But this little area here is just kind of a little billiards like bar area, and then this is the market area. These are pretty much definitely every single market type that you can get. That's the max market. So I'm actually bringing in a pretty decent amount of caps here at the settlement that you constantly check in your workshop and the miscellaneous section, and they're constantly bringing in revenue. So really cool thing there. You're also able to acquire a lot of great things. I don't know if many people have noticed, but when you buy the max weapons market here, let's see, I'll even check if he has some right now. Sometimes he has some pretty rare things on him. I'm constantly checking. That's why I never run out of fusion core. But you just go to here to ammo, go to the bottom, and boom, right there. He's got 2 fusion cores. Occasionally he will have mini nukes, so I like it because those things are so rare in this game, but it also gives you a way, if you're really going to be playing this game a lot and doing some crazy hours into this game, you don't have to worry about running out of fusion cores, running out of mini nukes, because you can buy them here at the maxed out weapon station. Alright, just one more tier here, and actually kind of have a funny little fun fact when we get up here, but I'll say that in just a second here. Little basketball court in case people want to shoot some hoops. Little picnic and grilling area right next to it so people can watch the game, have a hot dog and a beer. The highest point here, obviously, this is where the siren and my settlement recruitment beacon is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of railway all around the top here so you can kind of see down at the galley. And then the highest point on the entire tower. Let's go ahead and walk up the steps here. So as you can see, it's a good bit taller than the actual little mini tower here at the back of the drive-in. Taller than a lot of the buildings in the surrounding area. I mean, you can see pretty far out past the highway. Really cool view, especially when you got power armor. You can jump off this thing. Just make sure if you're jumping off and it's at a settlement or something like this, make sure you're not jumping onto a settler, because you could kill them, or they could go haywire on you and try and kill you, and then you have to kill one of your settlers, and that's no good. Funny tidbit is this stairwell right here, and I'll tell you why this is interesting. I was very greedy, and I wanted to see how high I could get this thing, and honestly, I had every intention of going several levels higher, especially as time went on and I played the game more and more. However, I realized that this is the absolute tallest that you can build out of your settlement. So your settlement, as you can see, well, I'm not going to be able to show you actually in workshop mode, but when you're in workshop mode, you can see the border around your settlement. Well, you can't see this border, but it also has a border height-wise apparently as well, and this is where it's at. But nonetheless, it was still fun, and I think built a pretty cool structure here, and I'm excited about what I might be able to do, at least on a smaller scale, in some of the other settlements as time goes on. I'll definitely develop this one more as far as decorations, maybe some partitions on the different levels, but more than anything, I wanted to share it with you all. Hopefully someone out there will enjoy this, appreciate what you're able to do with this game, but that's really more than anything why I wanted to show this video, because when it comes to this game, it's truly, in my opinion, of all the games that I've played, one of the most open world games that you're going to be able to ever encounter. And this is just a perfect reason why. Not only can you go all over the place, explore all kinds of things, find and interact with just about anything you want, you can literally build a giant building with all kinds of cool, intricate inner workings and decorations. It just lets you run wild with your creativity. But this is what I was able to do with it. Again, I'm never going to stop because I love playing this game. I love what I'm able to do with this. So I'm just going to constantly be, detailing it more and more. But again, hopefully you appreciated this, and more than anything, hopefully you discovered that you're able to do this. You didn't know about the bug, you didn't know about the workaround. Hopefully this introduced that for you, and you know now that you're able to do that. So that being said, definitely check back for more videos. We're going to be uploading some more to this, as well as the Gamevine channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel or the Gamevine channel, definitely go check out both. Subscribe to both, especially at Gamevine. We've got a lot of new content going up there constantly, and I know we've been talking about it, but the plans to be getting some good video game content over there is definitely going to be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe and take care.